I want to start by introducing Mr. Bart Heenan, CEO of Morphix Technologies based in Virginia Beach, Virginia. As the CEO, Mr. Heenan leads the strategic direction and day-to-day operations of the company. Morphix Technologies provides innovative gas detection products to military, first response, and industrial users throughout the world. And again, thank you for being with us today, Mr. Heenan. You're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman Nye and Ranking Member Schock. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here, and I appreciate your leadership on this important issue to small technology businesses. Morphix Technology was formed in 1995. We make chemical detection products that have the potential to save lives for military, for first responders, and for industrial workers. Our niche is providing low-cost, rugged, easy-to-use chemical detection devices that your average cop, your average 18-year-old who goes and volunteers to serve in our military can use with minimal training. We now employ 35 people, 15 of whom are scientists and engineers. 5 of them have PhDs. As a business person, I'm really not in a position to recommend policy. However, I would like to share with you some of my thoughts of the practical implications and practical issues I see with the R&D tax credit. Clearly, as you've already stated, the R&D tax credit has a big impact on America's competitiveness, can have a big impact on job creation. At Morphix, 85% of R&D is labor cost, and those are good-paying jobs. A well-functioning R&D tax credit, I think, can help small businesses maybe increase their science staff by 5 to 10%. However, the companies need to believe that in the R&D tax credit. Frankly, at Morphix, we don't have that confidence in the R&D tax credit on a regular basis. So we haven't gone out and hired that additional scientist or additional engineer that we might otherwise hire for the R&D tax credit. And there's 3 main reasons for that I'd like to share with you. The first, both of you have already addressed, and that's the permanence issue. That impacts all companies participating in the R&D tax credit. So I'm not going to discuss that any further. You have already discussed that very well. The second and third issue are both, I think, very specific to small companies. The first of those is that there is a significant administrative burden for small companies to be able to take advantage of the R&D tax credit. And that administrative burden is not just going out and hiring a tax accountant, but it's having the accounting systems in place that allow you to do what you need to do to comply to the IRS regulations. Most large companies have those accounting systems in place. In my experience, most small companies do not. So it's not just an investment once a year in a tax accountant. It's actually a big investment of changing the infrastructure of the company. And that's a very, very difficult issue for many small companies. The next and last issue I'd like to highlight is probably the one that's most important to me personally, and that's the impact of the alternative minimum tax, or AMT, relative to the R&D tax credit. This issue is really, I think, pretty simple, and that is that many small businesses, including mine, are taxed through the individual's income tax, not through a corporate income tax. Large companies are often taxed through corporate income tax, small companies more through individual tax. If the individual owners, the business owners, who are being taxed through their individual tax return are subject to the AMT, they are not allowed to take the R&D tax credit. As a result, I think many business owners feel that it's not worth the effort to go after the R&D tax credit because they're not really going to get the result. Let me give you an example, my personal example. At Morphix, we've spent well over $1 million in R&D over the last 3 to 4 years. My share of the taxes we've paid for income and employment taxes has been in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've personally been able to take $138 in R&D tax credit over that time period. That's really not much of an incentive to go and do something that's going to employ the people and do the things the R&D tax credit is intended to do. In summary, I fully support the R&D tax credit. I think it's a powerful engine for employment growth, a powerful engine for competitiveness of the country. For the reasons I outlined above, I believe that small technology businesses are generally not fully utilizing the tax benefit to their full advantage. And of course, if companies aren't taking the R&D tax credit, then it's not achieving its economic and social benefits that it's intended to take. I would ask the committee to consider 3 things. 1, make it permanent. 2, simplify the administrative burden for small businesses, and 3, try to address the AMT issue relative to the R&D tax credit. Thank you for your time.